Very good morning, cadets. In the last class, we discussed about revolutions, the age of revolution from 1830 to 1848, the July Revolution of 1830, and what the difference between early revolution and July Revolution. The revolution of 1830 are led by the middle class population in European countries. Middle class population means educated middle class population, and very important, the rise of working class because of the industrial revolution. Now let us continue the topic. Another major reason for revolutions in European continent is mainly because of the severe drought or shortage of food grain and lack of infrastructure provided to the working class. So let us check the topic: hunger, hardship and popular revolt. In 1830s were the years of great economic hardship in Europe. The first half of 19th century saw an enormous increase in population all over Europe. In most of the countries there were more seekers of job than employment. So requirement of job was more, mainly because of the increase in population in Europe. Population from rural areas migrated to the cities and overcrowded slum. This is mainly because of industrial revolution. I told you, because of the industrial revolution, majority of population they migrated from rural areas to the cities. But according to the migration from rural areas to the cities, the city infrastructure is not increased. Take for example, why the slum population you can see in Mumbai, Delhi and other metro cities, mainly because most of the slum dwellers in these cities, they are generally migrated population who settle down in the city because of the purpose of job or employment. So what happens when there is lack of infrastructure facility? That leads to further problem. Small producers in town often face stiff competition from imports of cheap machine made products in England. This is what we are speaking about, Manchester. I told you, what is industrialization? Industrialization is a change from handmade product to machine made products. Means in the industrialization, the goods were made, the products or the finished products were made by the machines. Since they were made by the machines, they were very cheaper because the cost of production is less. You know, when the cost of production is less, naturally the cost of the product is also less. Where industrialization was more advanced than this was especially so in textile production, which was carried out mainly in home or small workshop, or mainly only partially mechanized. In those regions of Europe where aristocracy still enjoyed the power, peasants struggled under the burden of feudal dues. So what is feudal due? Feudal due is nothing but tax paid to the feudal lord. That is what feudal due. The rise of food prices or year of a bad harvest led to widespread pauperism in the town and country. Extreme poverty is called pauper. Okay, extreme poverty, economically extreme poverty is called pauper. In the year 1848, one such year, the food shortage was widespread. Unemployment brought population of Paris out on the roads. Barricades were erected. Louis Philippe was forced to flee. Remember this name? Louis Philippe was the king, of Bourbon dynasty. So because of the shortage of food grains and the widespread of unemployment in Paris, the people, they started agitating by coming out on the roads. As a result, what happened? Louis Philippe ran away because he could not control the situation. National Assembly proclaimed the Republic, granted suffrage to all the adult male above 21 and guaranteed the right of work. National workshop provided employments were set up. Now, if you recall, we studied about National Assembly. National Assembly. What is National Assembly? National Assembly is a renaming of a state general meeting, which we studied in class 9. So now the new National Assembly, they declared France as a republic. What is a republic? Head of the country is elected by the people. Not only that, they provided voting right to all the, this is very important, all. Earlier it was a limited suffrage. If you remember, earlier it was limited suffrage. Now it is given to all. And very important, the right to work was also provided to all. So as a result, the revolution of 1848, the year 1848 led a revolution which implemented universal adult franchise, voting right for all the men above 21 years irrespective of they own property or not. Earlier in 1845, weavers in Silsa had led a revolt against contractors who supplied them raw material and gave them order for finished textile, but drastically reduced their payment. The journalist Wilhelm Hoff described the event villages as follows. Okay, the misery of workers were extreme. The desperate need for job had been taken advantage by the contractor, reduce the price. All these similar situation you can, when we study about Indian freedom movement, the indigo planters, mill owners in Keda, all the same situation even in India also underwent. On 4th June at 2 p.m., a large crowd of weavers emerged from their homes, marched in Paris up to the mansion of their contractor demanding for higher wages. They were treated with scorn and threats alternatively. Following this, a group of them forced their way into houses, smashed its elegant windows, panes for it. Another group broke into storehouse, plundered its supplies, clothes which they rode shed. The contract fled with his family to neighboring village, however, refused to shelter such person. He returned 24 hours later, pre-requisition of army, and this exchange with the followed even weavers were shot. So, what you have to understand here, the revolution of 1848 was led by weavers or the common man. Why? What was the major reason? Because they were not getting proper price for their finished products. Okay. Let us move to the next topic, that is revolution of 1848, revolution by liberals. Parallel to the revolt of poor, unemployed and starving peasants and workers, many European countries in 1848, revolution led by educated middle class underway. So, educated middle class led a revolution in 1848. A revolution led by educated middle class, the events of February. So, this is called February Revolution. Earlier it was called as July Revolution. So, February Revolution of 1848 removed monarch and republic, and universal adult franchise was given to all. In other parts of Europe where independent states did not yet exist, such as Germany, Italy, Poland, Austro-Hungarian Empire, men and women, liberal middle class combined their demand for constitutionalism and national unification. So write down all those things. The revolution of 1848 is called as February Revolution. The earlier revolution is called as July Revolution of 1830. The 1848 revolution demanded for abolition of monarch kingship, establishment of republic, means head of the country is elected by the people, and very surprising what you have to study here is that they not had they are not propagated or adopted voting right for women. It is only universal male suffrage had been proclaimed, not for women. So that is the point you have to remember. Their demand for constitutionalism and national unification. They took advantage of growing popular unrest to push their demands for the creation of nation states on parliamentary principle, constitution, freedom of press and freedom of association. Underline this. What is the major demand of revolution of 1848? That is, the revolution is led by liberals. They demanded for a constitution, freedom of press. If you remember, when we studied the age of conservatism, the freedom of press was abolished. There was censorship. So that is what abolition of that and reintroduction of freedom of press. In the German region, a large number of political associations whose members were middle class professionals, businessmen and prosperous artisans came together in the city of Frankfurt and decided to vote for all German National Assembly. So, middle class professionals, businessmen, artisans, they all joined together and select National German Assembly. Okay, so National German Assembly in 1848. On 18 May 1848, 81 elected representatives marched in a festive procession to take their places in Frankfurt Parliament. Frankfurt Parliament convened in the Church of St. Paul. They drafted a constitution for German nation to be headed by monarch subject to parliament. Means head of the country is king, but king is under the control of parliament. This is, if you remember, what happened in France. That is, after French Revolution of 1789, they adopted constitutional monarchy. King Louis XVI was still there, was considered as constitutional head. The same thing happened here also. So who led the parliament of German nation? It is the king. When the deputies offered to the crown Frederick William IV. So Frederick William IV was a king. So William IV was the king. So he was a king and of Prussia. He rejected it and joined other monarchs to oppose elected assembly. So he was not happy to take the leadership of elected parliament. So he joined with others and they opposed the elections. While the opposition to aristocracy and military became stronger, the social basis of parliament eroded. The parliament was dominated by the middle class who resisted the demands of workers and artisans and consequently lost their support. In the end, the troops were called in and assembly was forced to disband. This issue of extending political rights to women was a controversial one within liberal movement, in which a large number of women had participated actively over the years. Women had formed their own political association, founded newspapers and taken part in political meeting and demonstration. Despite this, they were denied the suffrage during the election of National Assembly. When the Frankfurt Parliament convened in the Church of St. Paul, women were admitted only as observers to stand in the visitors' gallery. This is a Frankfurt Parliament. You can see here, women were allowed to just visit the proceedings. They were not allowed to take part as members. Notice the women in the upper left of the gallery. You can see they are just an observer. So what is we have to understand here? Even though European country, they claim that civilizationally advanced than Asian countries, but what is the greatness of India? That we provided voting right for women immediately after India became a republic. But the France took lot of years to provide voting right for women. This issue of extending political right to women, okay, though conservative forces were able to suppress liberal movement in 1848, they could not restore the old order. Monarchs were beginning to realize that the cycle of revolution and repression could only be ended by granting concession to liberal nationalists and revolutions. Hence in the year 1848, autocratic monarchies of central government and Eastern Europe began to introduce changes, which is already. So they started agreeing the things. Hence, Western Europe before 1815. Thus, serfdom and bonded labor were abolished both in Habsburg dominion and Russia. Habsburg ruled grant of more autonomy to Hungarian in 1867. So, what is feminist? No, say the word feminist is awareness of women rights and interest based on the beliefs of social, economic and political equality. This is a picture of Frankfurt Parliament, where women were not allowed to be a part of decision makers. They were only allowed to view in a gallery. The proceedings they can view by sitting in a gallery. So we completed the topics of revolution in 1848 and 1830. Okay. Now let us move to the next major topic, that is unification of Germany and unification of Italy. Germany can be an army or architect of a nation. After 1848, nationalism in Europe moved away from its association with democracy and revolution. Nationalist sentiments were often mobilized by conservatives for promoting state power and achieving political dominance over Europe. This can be observed in the process by which Germany and Italy came to unified as nation states. So Germany and Italy unified as nation states. As we see, nationalist feelings were widespread among the middle class in Germany, who in 1848 tried to unite different regions of German Confederation into a nation state governed by elected parliament. The liberal initiatives to nation building was, however, repressed by the combined forces of monarchy and military, supported by large landowners, Junkers. Please remember this word. What is the meaning of Junker? Junker is meaning landlords. Now there were a force which is led by monarchy, kingship, military and feudal lords, large landowners called Junkers. All these supported reintroduction of conservative forces, whereas the liberals demanded for establishment of nation state. So who took the leadership? Prussia took the leadership of uniting the countries as nation states. The chief minister Otto von Bismarck, please remember this name. So Otto von Bismarck was the chief architect of the process carried with the help of Persian army and bureaucracy. Bureaucracy means government. He led 3 wars for 7 years. So famous 7 years war. So Otto von Bismarck led 3 wars which for 7 years with Austria, Denmark, France, ended in victory of Prussian and completed unification. So unification process completed in the year 1871 and William I proclaimed as Emperor of United Germany. Now what makes here difference is that this unification of Germany led by Otto von Bismarck, this was with the support of the king. So he led the war against the 3 countries, that is Austria, Denmark and France, and finally succeeded in uniting Germany. But after uniting Germany, he allowed William I as the Emperor of Germany in a ceremony held at Versailles. So that's the difference between earlier national unification and national unification of Germany. So please remember Otto von Bismarck, blood and iron policy, very popular. Often Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel compared with Otto von Bismarck. So Otto von Bismarck led 3 wars over 7 years against the country of Austria, Denmark, France. On bitterly cold morning 1871, the assembly comprising of Prince of German states and representatives of army, important Prussian minister including Chief Minister Otto von Bismarck, gathered in the unheated Hall of Mirror in the Palace of Versailles and proclaimed new German Empire headed by Kaiser William I. Please write down all these things. Kaiser William I was declared as the King of United Germany. So United Germany, okay, Kaiser William I was headed as a King of United Germany. The proclamation of German Empire in the Hall of Mirror at Versailles by Anton von Werner. So you can see this is the picture. Hall of Mirrors is a picture. This is what the coronation ceremony of Kaiser William I. The coronation ceremony of Kaiser William I. Okay, Kaiser William I as the Emperor of United Germany. And this famous incident is called as the Hall of Mirrors at which place? Versailles. Hall of Mirrors at Versailles. And the major person behind this entire German unification is Otto von Bismarck. So please try to understand Otto von Bismarck. Now just see 1886, 1867, 1867, 1871 and 1871. Before 1866 this was a condition. Now see the map. Okay. Unification of Germany 1866 to 1871. Okay, this is a map you can see here. Okay, you can see the Kingdom of Prussia. You can see this is the kingdom and all other kingdoms west. This is the west, this is the east, and Russian Empire, of course here only Poland, Austrian Empire. Okay, so all these parts were united in a different way and finally brought under United Germany. Prussia is United Germany. Okay, so wars which was led by him, that is Austro-Prussian War in 1866. Please write down. Austrian territory excluded from German Confederation 1867. German Confederation joining 1867. South German state joining Prussia from German Empire 1871. And finally Franco-Prussian War. Please remember this. Franco-Prussian War. Year of Franco-Prussian War in 1871. Okay. Now let us move to the topic unification of Italy. Like Germany, Italy too had a long history of political fragments. Okay, this I'll teach in the next video session because it is a bit, because you have to understand. Please go through the video once again so that you will understand unification of Germany. Ottoman Bismarck, 7 years war, 3 wars led for 7 years and all. Later we will study about the unification of Italy. Thank you.